to this day are saying, where in the text does it show the master dying, resurrecting? Where is it in the scriptures? This is what people are saying. Mm-hmm. They're saying there's nowhere in the scriptures, in the Tanakh, that talks about the Messiah or him dying or resurrection, or him resurrecting from the dead.
Where does it show that, K.O.I?
If you talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk. I don't know what you thought, but I've been taught by Yahuwah, by Yahuwah. I say by Yahuwah, you know the all should die, and now y'all all should cry, because the real is back. I say the real is back. I took L's, that's facts, and yet still.
Now, let me get to these false prophets, right? This Tales from the Crypt. Looking Joker, Edwin running around calling himself Yahuwah human vessel, and Jensen, this dude running around calling himself Yahuwah's servant, Yah servant or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Both of these dudes is nothing more than false prophets. Okay, and so they've been taking these shots, they've been nitpicking, throwing rocks and hide their hands. So now I got to deal with them. And one of the things that I hate is a liar. This dude made a video, Timothy, because Tales from the Crypt, he think he's Paul, and Jensen think he's Timothy. Okay, so he made a video lying, talking about what we tried to deal with them, but then people and not and all this other stuff. Let me explain to y'all what happened, because I let them get away, but let me go and expose to you what the deal is with these fakes and phonies, right? So years ago, when you saw the videos, we was dealing with these individuals, like Rob said when he came out in the video, he was trying to get all of the ministries together as one. We should be in one. We all, you know what I'm saying? And so I forget exactly what happened, but I think that him and Timothy got into some, and then they end up talking, or something happened, which kind of triggered some type of response from me. I can't remember how it went, but I know that he reached out, and then we end up was talking, because that was like kind of in the midst of the Shalom Yah stuff, like the first time, you know what I'm saying? So when he reached out, we was on the phone call and stuff, right? And we was talking because he was speaking about, because what ended up happening is when I had first came into, we was first coming into the truth, Jazz sent the email or sent something to his page, but she wrote it in Followers of the Way, FOTW. So when me and him eventually talked over a year and a half later, he was talking about, yeah, I seen that, this and that, or some, and I was like, well, people are reaching out to you. Why ain't you responding back to them, or, you know, whatever the case may be? He tried to tell me, well, man, when I first started, Yahuwah just told me, don't say nothing, don't respond. And I'm sitting here listening to this dude. I'm like, I know this dude lying, because what does Isaiah 53 teach us? Any prophet or messenger of the Most High is going to cry loud and spare not. The Father is not sending no weaklings, no wimps into the earth to preach no word, and you just going to be quiet and all this other stuff. No, the Father is going to anoint you with the ruach that you need in order to get that job done. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, whatever. But really what he was trying to do is he was trying to check me on this Bennett stuff. You know what I'm saying? The Shalom Yah stuff, because, you know what I'm saying, he all on Bennett job riding that thing like, oh, you know, whenever elder, this and that, and this is my thing. I respect my elders. I have no problem with that. But this is the deal. Just because you're an elder doesn't mean that you're exempt from being reproved and corrected when you're in error. You don't get excluded from that just because you're an elder. You know what I'm saying? And so I asked the brother, we was on the phone, right? And I'm like, you got Bennett number? You talk to Bennett? He like, no, I ain't. And I'm just like, what the heck is you talking about? See, these dudes are nothing more than fans. Just like that fake hypocrite running around talking about hypocrite and all this. Because he did try to do a video on me years ago, right? But as I told y'all then, these dudes ain't nothing more than fans. Because he came out just recently and said, oh, I don't know the elder bit. I ain't never met him or talked to. I know. Y'all fans. What I know and understand is Bennett is way smarter than these dudes. He's not finna waste his time dealing with no Tales from the Crypt and this goofy running around. He'll take the free promotion. You can promote Shalom Yah, but he ain't messing with you or coming around, y'all. Y'all goofies. You know what I'm saying? So he tried to tell me, well, you know, if it's a situation like that, you go to him, and then after that, you bring it to the assembly, and then if they don't listen like that, then we move away from him. He trying to run this New Testament garbage on me, right? So I'm like, man, whatever, right? So time moving along, and I already know these dudes is phony, because what happened is they would come on the videos, but Vessel try to act like he's son of somebody, but he dumb as a box of rocks. He's dumb as all outdoors. He can hold up all these books. From the stone to, man, you dumb as a box of rocks. Goofy. Can't break nothing down. You know what I'm saying? So the brothers had met up with this dude had met up with these jokers down in Florida. This is where this false prophet hiding out. He hiding out down in Florida. And what's crazy is I was staying down in Florida for a time. I'd be all down in Orlando and Kissimmee, all up OBT, Orange, and Colonial, all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm familiar with all that stuff down there where you hiding out at. You know what I'm saying? You ain't down there in them trenches putting in no work. And I know that for sure. You're too scary. You know what I'm saying? So the brothers met up with them at somewhere they had went out or whatever. So when they got done with you know, the interaction, they, you know, so they were just gonna take a picture and stuff. So Vessel was like, no, we don't want to take no picture. That's scared because at that time, this is when it was tension with Shalom Yah. So they didn't want to get seen on no picture hanging out because they knew that the people with Shalom Yah was gonna get on them. You know what I'm saying? So they ducked the wreck. So then what ended up happening is that when Shalom Yah left the comments and stuff on Warriors of the Ruach, Rob page, and things like that, before there was any response ever made, we got on the conference call. It was me, Rob, Paul and Timothy, and Warriors of the Ruach. We was all on the call and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, y'all, you know, whoopty boo. And Timothy, this joker sitting up here lying. He was one of the main ones. Like, yeah, you know that. He was like, yeah, man, you know that wasn't right, and this and that and da 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 da. But then he ended up following up under that false prophet that he deal with Vessel. So Vessel, he's so scary. He was like, man. He told Rob, and I call Rob right now. Rob will tell you. He was like, just don't say nothing, brother. Don't respond. Oh, what? Straight cowards. Straight females, and you lucky that I'm trying to contain my tongue because you know what I want to call you. Straight females, scary cowards. I don't respect no cowards. I don't respect no false prophets. And if I was down in Florida where they was, I would tell them to their face and dare them and wish them to act like they want to sneeze, and I would bless them. I don't follow none of that trash in the New Testament. If you smack somebody, turn the other cheek, man. You smack me, you better be praying to the heavens above and hope that every Malachim in the heavens is gonna hold me back from hollering at you, from baptizing you. Okay, straight up, I don't play around with false prophets, because let me explain something to you. When you study Tanakh, the penalty for a false prophet was death. This is why when you see me move away from, I don't deal with these people. Because if the Father's telling you that these people are worthy, then what are you doing hanging with some false prophet folk? And then this is the thing with these fakes and phonies. So now you tucked tail and ran when that stuff was going on with Shalom Yah because you didn't want no smoke, straight coward. But then you're gonna try to sit up here and do 30 lessons on sectarianism and all of this other stuff and people clicking up and doing all this and that. Dude, it's only you and Timothy. You always coming out talking about, oh yeah, brother, what brothers and sisters are you dealing with? We have people reaching out to y'all, hey, can y'all get, and I'm like, brother, why don't you just holler at the people? But you talking about, oh, well, family, this and that, and it's just only you and Timothy. Come on, man, fakes and phonies, but then y'all want to sit out, and then Timothy coming out talking about, now I ain't got a little hair on his chest. Y'all want to come out and say this, where was y'all at when the smoke was up? Tuck, tail, ran, and sat in the bleachers. And let me say this. I got more respect for them brothers and sisters over there in Shalom Yah than I got for these weasels, these fakes and phonies, these cowards, the scum of the earth. Let me tell you something. In life, when you have enemies or whatever the case may be, these people are not the problem, because there's always a line drawn in the sand. You're going to stay on your side. I'm going to stay on my side. And then if we have to, somebody get on somebody's side, we gonna clash like titans. You see what I'm saying? So, but these people are not really the worry, because you're not dealing with them. The people you have to watch out for is these weasels like Tales from the Crypt, people who try to play the 50, who really don't even really deal with you, or not really dealing with you, but just trying to come in and spy out and see, oh, are they doing it like this and that, and trying to work against you. Okay? This is why I got these different mechanisms that I'm putting in place now, because I already know and understand. And I knew it back then. But see, one thing about me, and like I told the brethren, I have to allow them to come to the knowledge of this stuff on their own. I can't think for them. You know what I'm saying? I already know these dudes is funny. Let me tell you something. Whenever you in jail, whenever you go to prison, right, and you're locked up, one of the things that you learn is the different faces of men. You know what I'm saying? Because in jail, you got everybody there. You got the stone cold killers that's about their business. You got the people that's always woofing that you know ain't gonna do nothing. You got the wimps, the sissies. You got everything in jail. So you know all of these faces. And so when I come into contact with people, I already know what I'm dealing with when I see them. You know what I'm saying? But I have to let the brethren come to these conclusions and understand this. But I already know these dudes is fakes and phonies. You know what I'm saying? And then let me say this, and I'm ready to wrap this up. Now, survey came out, like check this out, right? Okay, so whenever you coming out and you're trying to explain something to the people, right? Do your research before you come out. You're sitting up doing a 7-hour lesson, and in the middle of the lesson, you say,
people to this day are saying, where in the text does it show the master dying, resurrecting? Where is it in the scriptures? This is what people are saying.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying there's nowhere in the scriptures, in the Tanakh, that talks about the Messiah or him dying or resurrection, or him resurrecting from the dead.
Where does it show that, K.O.I?
You coming to try to debunk what brothers and sisters done said about, or the brethren done said about Isaiah 53 being about the servant, and then you talking about where is this at? Like, bro, like, come on, man. This is how you know that these people are lost. They discombobulated. They haven't done enough studying on this. Like I told you, we've been studying this for years. It's just now coming out, but we've been studying this stuff for years. You see what I'm saying? So let me say this, right? Let me say this, because this dude's servant, these are false prophets. These are wizards and warlocks. Okay. Now this joker gonna say, oh, well, they say this about the same thing about the Old Testament that they say about the New Testament. Wait a minute. As an Israelite, a child of the Most High, we don't measure with that measuring stick. So what you're saying is just because they say something about the Old Testament or the Tanakh or the Torah, then if it's something similar to the New Testament, then you should just believe in the New Testament because they said, nah. We don't measure with that measuring stick. How we measure things is like this. If there's something in the Old Testament or in Tanakh that they're saying that's false, you bring that forth to the people and let's examine that to see if that's false. Because if it's false, we're going to move away from it. See, what you got to understand is this, okay? If you're saying that Tanakh, Torah is false, okay, then we already know that the New Testament false, because the New Testament is supposedly a fulfillment of the Old. So when you come out and say, well, they say the same thing about the Old, that's not a measuring stick. If you believe that the Old Testament or Tanakh is fake, then you know that the New Testament is fake, because it cannot be for a fulfillment of something that's fake. So you're on the same side of us as us. But if you're saying, I believe that the Tanakh is true, which you have to be saying you believe is true. If you believe in the New Testament, believe that it's a fulfillment of the Old, then why would you come out and sow that type of seed in the minds of the people in order to get them to close their eyes and believe in these lies? Okay, why haven't y'all come out and deal with the false fulfillment prophecies in the book of Matthew? And I would just tell you one, an easy one that everybody should know, is when he said he called his son out of Egypt. They got to get the Mashiach to Egypt to say, well, this was fulfilled. I called my son out of Egypt. But when we go and look at the prophecy that they saying that's a fulfillment of, we know it's not even a prophecy. It's just the Father speaking, saying that he called Israel, which is his firstborn, out of Egypt. What prophecy is that to there where it's saying the coming Mashiach is going to come out of there? Where is that at? It's not there. So they don't address none of this stuff, but then it's, oh, well, just because they say the same thing, man, get on up out of here, man. And then Vessel, he do the same thing. Tales from the Crib, when he did the breakdown, he did a 7-hour breakdown on Isaiah 53. And all of this long stuff showing you that they can't break the information down. And they're doing this to tire your mind out. And see, most people don't have the brain power to go through here and watch that. I would sit there and watch that stuff all day. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm programmed like that. Okay. But this dude spent like the first 30, 40 minutes or an hour trying to break down, well, you know, the first part of Isaiah is written by Isaiah. And they're saying it. What are you saying? Do you believe it or not? If you believe that it hasn't been written by Isaiah, then that means that the New Testament doctrine is false, because you're trying to say that it is a fulfillment of Isaiah 53. So if you believe that is true, why are you sowing doubt and confusing people? And this is what I'm saying about this dude. He ain't been sick, can't break nothing down. Don't get caught up because they're holding on books and all of this other stuff. And I'm reading from the stone. Man, the man can't break none of that. He's dumb. He's slow. I remember watching this dude years ago. This is how I knew that he wasn't sent. He did some lesson that's on his page. You can go find it, where he was trying to break down the transfiguration with Jesus and then Moses and Elijah appeared. And he was trying to break it down. And I'm listening to him. He's like, you know what that means? I'm like, nah, maybe he gonna. And he went into something else. This is all they do. You see this right here, then they're gonna spend hours or 2 hours on this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the dude is not like that. You done set up here. You've been watching me, stealing all of my sauce, all of my juice. You've been watching me for so long. You think you me. Look at this. Look, go look at that. Go look at that clown. You listen. You think you me. You would never be me. You a coward. You goofy. You can't break down. And you need to sit down. Instead of hating, sit down and learn something. Because I'm finna show you. You wanted to sneak this, I'm going to show you right out that you don't know what you're talking about. I'm finna crush the virgin birth, Isaiah. I got the breakdowns coming. You know what I'm saying? I might record right after this. I'm not even playing. You know what I'm saying? Finna get to it. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, these dudes is false prophets always sitting up here talking about something. Oh, thank you, my Father. That's nothing more than that demonic Negro spirit, okay, that comes out of the church. When you look at these false prophets in the church, where these false prophets, Jesus said this and that in the last day, and you hear them witches and warlocks in there, you know what I'm saying, backpacking them. Oh, that's right. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, thank you, Lord. Oh, thank you. This is what that dude got going on over there. Thank you. He's sitting up like the Mashiach is sitting there dropping stuff in his inbox as he's teaching. No, the Father, like he told Yahuwah, the Son of Nun, study the word day in and day out, so that the word is in you. Y'all ain't studying none. Y'all running around here acting like y'all got some ruach on you, and the ruach is having you flowing like that goofy talking about hip. I'm watching this dude, man. That man can't get down worth of nothing. Getting the brakes beat off of him in the Old Testament or in the Tanakh. They can't swim. Why to run deep out there? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, these dudes is false prophets. You know what I'm saying? And anybody sitting up under these false prophets, you got to be the slowest people in the world, because the man ain't breaking nothing down, can't teach nothing. I done told y'all. I don't go buy all the books. Instead of buying all them books, go buy you a camera with all that shaking. You've been in this thing, what, 10 years? And you'll go buy all these books, but you won't go buy you better recording equipment. You know what I'm saying? You can't even interpret that stuff you got. I'm reading out the stone of this. Man, who cares what translation you reading out of? You got to go back to the actual scrolls in the manuscripts whenever you breaking stuff down. You know what I'm saying? What does it say there in the Greek and what does it say there in the Hebrew to make sure that it's being interpreted right? You can get whatever translation you want to get. So y'all keep holding those books up and I'm this and that. Man, get on up out of here, man. Y'all some fakes and phonies. Y'all haters. And like I told y'all, all they do is sit back and watch the real men of Yahuwah. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody thinking about them. All of these people, let me tell you something. All of these people that we got rid of, guess what? We still ticking. You know what I'm saying? What they doing? Nothing. Ain't doing nothing. All of these people, I've been sick this and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Look at these people. Where they at? Beat down. Because they ain't been sent. Just go look at these people. What are they doing? They ain't doing nothing. We still ticking it. We still ticking and talking. Still mobbing. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, my brothers and sisters, I appreciate y'all sitting through the video. It's finna go down, but I wanted to take the time to give you guys a quick K.O.I update. So I hope that you guys enjoy y'all evening. Stay safe, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Shalom.